It looks like we're trying out the Falco. I just think
Sure.
that the confidence is not there with Diddy or with or Chrom, as you were just discussing. But this Falco is not. I think there was like a weird pocket Falco back in Smash 4. This is totally a different game, and oh my god, I get the thought process. I really, really do.
Yeah, no, River's really forcing me to exert my knowledge for Duck Hunt on this one. Thanks, James. So matchup-wise, this is a good pick into Duck Hunt. Like, Falco has been a premier zone breaker for a while now. In general, can play at a distance as necessary and is renowned for having like the pillaring combos that we've seen in Ultimate. I think the Reflector has already shown its worth for what it can do in this matchup, but I don't know how well practiced this Falco is.
Probably
and
not very.
It's worth noting that even though, yes, Falco does well against projectiles in general, he does have to commit to which one he's going to cover at a time if he's going to choose to get aggressive against Duck Hunt. Duck Hunt does have the luxury of attacking from different angles, so it does come down to strong decision-making, which Rivers is no stranger to exhibiting, but this is on a lot of layers.
Yeah, it's interesting as we're seeing essentially Rivers trying to figure out the counter pick to this Duck Hunt, because again, this is the best Duck Hunt you're really going to see. It probably within, like you said, within North America. So figuring out the best way to combat against it is key if you're not feeling confident with your mains, whether it be Diddy, Chrom, whatever. Chrom, definitely understandable. Diddy, I'm not sure. I don't know what the nuances are, but I definitely trust Rivers' judgment on that.
It's as far as like how to boil down the matchup and rapid pace. Diddy has forward air. That's kind of it. Forward air and banana are Diddy's calling cards to surviving that matchup, but otherwise have fun with can, clay pigeon, gunman, and an assortment of normals that are just really good for Duck Hunt to be able to contest airspace. Not seeing Diddy Kong isn't too surprising, although it is a shame knowing how high it stands in Rivers' barracks. With all of this said, Falco putting in a good effort. I think the matchup is lopsided to his favor, but Rivers opting to play at a distance is working out nicely. Worst case scenario, lots of homework gathered.
Yeah, for sure, man. And like, if this is if Duck Hunt is truly an issue for Rivers, I mean, these DNA brackets and just brackets in general, where there isn't a whole lot on the line necessarily, is a good place to try it out. And honestly, it seems to be working. So it's not like it was just done and then like just like, okay, whatever, I'll pick Falco. Like there was some thought process here.
Yeah, no, it's well regarded that Falco plays well into zoners, and not just by virtue of Reflector, but like what Reflector is able to add into his pressure. Because take note how every time Rivers is throwing it out, he's also taking that to either land good stage positioning and pressure with laser further, or is approaching with it and then threatening with some sort of aerial that could lead into like a 2 or 3 piece combo.
Yeah, I mean,
like, it's a great get off me tool,
absolutely.
And it's worked out very well for Rivers thus far, but I fear that Zane is going to be put into a position where they could adapt just as well, and then I don't know what cards Rivers is going to have left to play.
That's what I was thinking. I was like, we could be in for a long set of just literally just counter picks, because let's just say this Falco continue to work out and it takes this game. Then we're going to see Zane make an adjustment. Maybe we see Joker again, maybe we see Sephiroth, but regardless, then that's going to force Rivers into picking some stuff that, he's not going to be comfortable with. So, we're really going to have to kind of wait and see how it all boils out.
It's funny, too, because it's like, there aren't too many notable Duck Hunts, and an excellent up smash is going to bring Rivers to game 1. There's not too many Duck Hunts, but there isn't, like, a complete drought of them. The thing is that, like, almost none of them play the same. They all have a slightly different approach to how to play with Duck Hunt's tools, which might seem obvious given that there's so much stuff you can do with the character that no one's going to want to play him the same way, but at the same time, it's like, you're few and far between finding good sources to study, and then there's the chance that it might not even garner the information that you need to fight against a specific Duck Hunt. So this is probably the bloodiest but most effective way that we could see Rivers get information for fighting Zane
that was a wrong
further.
clip. But anyways, yeah, they're literally running right back to it. So, all right, no changes. I have a feeling that if we are going to see any counter picks, it might be in Grand Finals too if this continues to work out for Rivers. But for right now, it looks like Zane's content to say, okay, you got game one, cool. Let me just go ahead and play better now. So we'll see what Zane's able to come up with, or if Rivers is going to be able to, I guess, make a mark with this Falco. I don't think anyone's really expecting this.
Yeah, no, character-wise, it's working out, so I'm not going to talk any nonsense about it, but as far as how Zane can be playing in this, I think the adjustments are immediately obvious. The fact that we're seeing much more fair and bare, I think, is going to hold a lot of merit, because they're very good normals that are going to lead into further combos. No projectile pressure necessary to make up for those numbers. Add in what the can is able to provide, and all of a sudden Zane looking a lot more dangerous, while also looking like a very different dog.
Yeah, that is true, man. You know, and this is a duck hunt that is, again, I can't say it enough times, just so good and practiced. So, you know, even if the matchup is skewed in Falco's favor, and it is Rivers, I mean, this isn't like a character you see Rivers use really very often. So the adjustments from Zane, they're going to be there, and they'll be significant. So if Rivers is able to basically deal with that, then it's a set.
Did you see the way that downwards forward tilt sent Falco backwards? A weird situation.
Yeah. All right.
Man, alright. Rivers evens up the stocks, but he is bleeding on this second one. Clay Pigeon to Aerial is going to get us a little bit. I feel like we're going to be seeing a lot of that. Nothing too crazy, but Clay Pigeon into stuff is going to at least make for some easy damage for Zane. And it's at that kind of a close range, not a big commitment, and an excellent shot from the Wild Gunman is going to bring Rivers all the way down the last stock already.
Yeah, you don't really always see Gunman kill, but that was a pretty convincing kill and a nice shot, as you mentioned.
Yeah, the brown one is the fastest on the trigger out of the 5 of them, so a good pull.
Yeah, that is true. Are they random or are they in order?
So the one that starts is random, but it can't repeat until it comes full circle on the order, and the order itself is random. So the more you use the Wild Gunman, the easier it is to figure which one. Typically speaking, you have an idea of which one you're getting after the second one comes out, just because it's a 1 in 3 guess at that point.
Interesting. Yeah, I had no idea about that. So yeah, getting a good draw then. But let's see. Let's see, man. I don't know if this Falco is going to be in it for the long term here. This is looking pretty bad for Rivers at the moment. And we're starting to see a lot more patience out of Zane. So that's a big part of this right now is going to be a patient game. It's going to be a little bit harder to be patient with a character you don't really use in Rivers' case. But Zane, on the other hand, no problems here. 109 still has a whole stock ahead. Rivers is now dead. So here we are, going into game 3.
You know, I think it's one of those situations where the counterpick really caught them off guard, but the adjustments to play, like, quick as a whip. An excellent game from Zane as they pull one over on Rivers. And it's like, if you saw how we got ourselves into this situation, like, Zane trying to press forward with a flurry of projectiles ended up with a ton of damage on them really quickly, which allowed Rivers the situations that got them kills. But here, anytime we saw the projectiles, it wasn't really in tandem with other ones. It was typically with Zane approaching with shields. And once he's playing like that, it's so easy for Duck Hunt to be able to just press forward and threaten grabs. The character all of a sudden becomes pseudo-grappler because he's hurting for grabs. And constantly throwing Falco all over the place, the residual damage on top of really poor positioning on stage is going to give Zane an easy time for picking out their own kills.
Well said, man. And Zane is got a lot of options here, you know. And you know what? It looks like the Falco is here for the long haul. I gotta think, yeah, because whenever Rivers grinds out characters like that, that was the weird part about Lucas last week. Is like there was a time when Rivers wanted to play Lucas legit, and then I guess just realized probably not worth it. But was grinding out a lot of the tech pretty regularly and good at it, and I guess thought that might be enough. But I did see in the chat a little earlier, Evil mentioning Rivers has been asking. Oh man!
Stop dodging! Stop it!
Yeah, cut it out.
Yeah, like sometimes.
All right.
Sometimes I get upset with how good these players are, and then they pick bad options, and then they just don't realize how bad the option is. Like after the second Clay Pigeon at that early of a percentage, none of that was real. And ooh, the tick of the can going into it. Weird situation is going to send at an awkward angle, but Zane is not letting up that pressure. In fact, up air sharks it out, and a great finish for the first stock in Game 3.
Yeah, man, but, yeah, so apparently Rivers was asking for tech on this character. Clips and everything else, so I don't know how much this stock has been grinded out, but yeah, I just feel like Zane, like, they just... This is it for them. Like, they play Duck Hunt, and they just do... Okay. Good.
Nice coverage with the back air.
That
manages to bring us to even stocks. I feel like when you look at like what makes Falco good, you look at the set of tools that Falco has for zone breaking, and then you look at Falco's combo game. We've seen a lot of that zone breaking from Rivers, especially in Game 1. There we go, that's a good air dodge. But we really haven't seen the combo game.
No.
Now, mind you, that could be virtue of Can breaking any combos that Rivers hopes to pull out.
That was almost an opportunity there, but you're right. I think this might be the case of Rivers probably just not really being super familiar with Falco's combo game. You know what I mean? Not a whole lot of drag down into tilts, into more aerials. Like I don't think we're gonna be expecting to see that. Probably because this character isn't, probably figured out the things that he needs to know, and then otherwise, probably not much more. Probably was anticipating this exact matchup this week.
One little thing I want to highlight real quick, because Reflector, of course, being a big talking point for this matchup. Barring the chains of clay pigeons that Zane has been stringing together, take note that Zane keeps on throwing clay pigeon at Falco's back. Because that Reflector is advancing from Falco's position, it's not covering him too safely. So whether or not that's just lucky positioning from Zane or just incredible observance of the character's tools has worked out super well for them, and the drag down on the up air making for a really screwy situation.
Yeah, not able to exploit that really poor Duck Hunt recovery there. Instead, Rivers going to find himself in a very killable position and still looking to take out Zane's second stop here. All right, oh my god, dude. The way Zane is able to get that can and just move all over the place is so stressful. And that is going to be a cooked bird.
Mm-hmm. Dinner is served. Falco leaps right into the can, and the count is 2-1, with Zane moving on to tournament point with one more game. It's looking like it's their tournament to lose at this point, Chris.
I really agree. I have a feeling that this might just be one of those sets that Rivers is like, you know what? Just learn what I can here. Although I do see him jumping out of the arena here, so it's possible he is looking for something else. But in any case, one of those sets where he just kind of is just like, figure it out. Only one way to get better, blah, 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 blah. But who knows? I mean, he does have a game under his belt, so it's not like it's totally unreasonable or whatever to actually try and win. But I do think that this Falco is an honest attempt.
It's looking more earnest as the games go on. It's just that it's looking like Rivers understands part of what makes the character good in this matchup, but not fully grasping how to take advantage of it.
Here we go.
But he sits down to himself and he asks himself, WWCD, what would Chrom do?
I mean, that's the only thing that Rivers should be asking himself right now. And this is the character. This isn't a good online character. In fact, it ranks amongst the worst if you look at that Panda Global draft with all the characters, usage, and results. And then there's all the theories as to why that is. But in any case, Rivers is still probably amongst the best, or definitely amongst the best Chroms in the world, if not the best. So we'll see if that's enough in this case. Already off.
Graphs mean nothing when the power of love will push you forward.
I mean, it's
amazing start to Game 4 for Rivers.
Yeah, this is maybe this was kind of in the game plan as well for Rivers. Maybe there was a little bit more confidence in this Chrom this matchup than initially indicated. But okay. Zane's crazy.
As I remember, that move had to get nerfed several times to avoid having infinites across the cast.
He's trying to figure it out.
Oh, that was a demonic angle. Dude. Oh no!
Why is Zane so good with that?
It's a lot of practice to understand how you could send and control the can. It's so clever. It takes a lot of practice, and it's just so devious with how much control it allows. But it's showing wonders for Zane thus far, keeping even with the legendary Chrom. And pressing forward, a minor lead, if any, but it's one. for now.
Yeah, so
until they're off stage.
Rivers might be able to extend this into a Game 5. Shout out to Matt Lamar for the sub. Thank you, by the way. Trying to extend this thing into Game 5 here. And I think it's very doable, but then the way that Game 5 goes is totally different. I mean, Rivers did win Game 1 with Falco. I will remind.
Yeah, I think Falco supported just as well as he needed to. I think if he opened up the gates for Chrom to come out in confident fashion for Rivers, then he did enough. But is it going to be enough to bring us to the Reset Grand Finals? That I'm not so sure of, Chris, because it's looking harder and harder for Chrom to press onward through these projectiles, because he's bleeding hard regardless of tight stocks.
Yeah, and Zane taking a few of the beans from that can. And still in a position to, okay, F-tilt gonna do it.
Forward tilt!
Okay. So, yeah, I mean, this is super doable for Rivers. Whether it's done or not is you know, we'll see. And whether that's going to be able to turn into a Game 5 win is a whole nother thing. But the Chrom is out, so at least a little bit of the try hard. That Falco, though, yeah, I mean, at least bought a game at the very least until Rivers could, you know, potentially get to another set to figure something else out here. But Chrom might be able to do it. You know, I mean, now Zane at 62. Chrom's got a lot of ways to kill a dog like this.
Soaring Slash just looks weird hitting the cat. I hate when moves are like that with like stationary things. It's just good. It looks so weird. It's so spooky. So is Sharking with up air. Alright. This is tournament stock for Zane. They've got a bit of an effort ahead of themselves if they're going to end it here and now, but let's see what they got.
You know, Chrom very gimpable and very, very vulnerable to that can, especially off stage. But Rivers has really just been putting the pressure on here, and I think that, you know, pretty much the back air and F smash, F tilt. Yep, F tilt.
Oh!
I knew it was going to be one of them.
Yeah, that's sure enough. We are brought to Game 5 by the leader of the Shepherds himself.
Yeah, dude. So, all right, Chrom coming in clutch here. I know everyone was excited to see the Falco, but I mean, the Chrom is this is the proven entity for Rivers. Starting off so strong with that.
Now, let's say we go into Reset Grand Finals. I am curious to see if Zane stays on Duck Hunt or switches to Joker, because Joker has a lot of ways of just completely invalidating Chrom. Like, as a matchup, it is what it is, I feel. Like, Zane has a lot of options moving forward. But I don't know if they're going to want to be put into that situation to make those decisions.
Okay. Starting to see some of the ratchet options coming out from Rivers' Chrom, where you just start seeing all the aerials in the book coming out in all parts of the stage. And
I feel like that's a Rivers trademark, though, when you really think about it.
Yeah, it kind of is. He's just kind of ratchet in general.
Yeah, no, good player, gorilla options. Like, good. That's why we love him, though.
Good fast fall there, anticipating that the gunman coming out, and looking okay for Rivers right now. Good. Okay. All right, there's an opportunity here. This first stock might be kind of telling. Yeah, be careful with that. Looking for more F tilts and okay. I don't think we were expecting the jab to kill on its own, but I have a feeling that Rivers was otherwise looking for the famed Jer that everyone used to talk about so much.
One thing that I think is actually really good adaptation from Rivers is figuring out which moves of Chrom can put Can in the most awkward of spots, because we've seen the Can backfire on Zane more this game and the previous than I think in any of Zane's screen time tonight.
Yeah, it looks like fair is the option for that, especially because you're right. I mean, there's a lot of cases I think people just sort of, because I just don't know. They just know
Why'd he do it?
I don't know.
Why'd he do it?
I think he thought he might hit him, like maybe jump back from ledge or something. But yeah, that can, okay, narrowly surviving. Yeah, that can is really good mixed up for a lot of people, and they don't, a lot of times, like you said, just don't even know what you can contest with. So we're seeing Rivers figure that out, and in turn being able to take some of that control that Zane has with that can. That usually puts people in bad positions here. Will there be more jabs or not? Wow.
Yeah, see, like, this is another situation where Zane knows, like, the frame one get out of jail free button. is live, but Rivers is starting to take advantage of it. And, you know, denying an escape option from Duck Hunt has a ton of merit.
Yeah, seeing how patient Rivers is playing right now and just sort of slowly dissecting this matchup, it's definitely something to behold, man. I mean, this is... Oh, God. This is definitely something you want to watch if you struggle against Duck Hunts or don't know how to play patiently. Like, this is how it's done. This is Rivers slowly kind of doing the surgical moves that he's got to do to get past basically all the stuff that Zane's able to put out, because Zane really knows how to create a force field to some degree.
Like, what do you do when that force field bites back, though? Like, between jab, falling up air, and forward air, like, Rivers seems to have found the answer for, like, the worst of angles that can be at, and almost sending right back!
Dude, if that can hit Duck Hunt, I would have probably popped off just because I'd never seen that. But, like, in any case, look, yeah, I was gonna say.
The forward smash, it's not gonna kill yet, but damn!
Wow. Is Zane able to narrowly... okay. Yeah, Zane able to survive here despite how bad things look. And, yep, you see Rivers looking to contest that can with the down tilt just to get it out of his face. Zane refusing to say die. I mean, he knows that this is... That's got to be it, yeah? No, not yet. Nope. Not quite the Aether.
Yeah, no.
Trying to shark with up air. Up tilt is going to do it, though.
Just
Good
like that.
Set to start this grand finals off. So just like that, we are in the next set. True finals, if you will.
The truest of finals, fought by the truest of characters both of these players can have for us. It took an army, but the Chrom managed to come out on top for the reverse 3. Was that reverse 3? No, wait, no. It started with the Falco.
Yeah, that was the first game, and then it looked like Zane was just going to kind of run away with it 2 more games later, and then here comes the Chrom, man, the hero Rivers needed.
All right, well, the onus is on Zane to make the adaptations necessary to press forward, because I feel like Duck Hunt on Pokemon Stadium 2 is a solved equation for Rivers.
Dude, I feel like feeling a little hot over here.
It's a good one. It's a good one.
Right.
Yeah, listen, everyone knows that Rivers' Chrom is a sight to behold. Everyone also knows that Chrom online is not so much. So this is sort of fated for disaster, and Rivers just does not care.
No, dude, he's going for it, and I'm actually happy to see the Chrom come out in particular for this. Because, you know, this is a big win if he gets it with Chrom. This is not the character that you'll see Rivers going right. It's usually Diddy. But, like, yeah, getting a win with Chrom in this particular case where this is kind of a matchup that has really made Rivers very uncomfortable in the past couple weeks. So, you know, if he's able to overcome with the original hero in the book for him, then you know, kind of epic. But on the opposite side of the stage here, I mean, this is looking to be potential back-to-back DNA wins for Zane, where he did take out Rivers last week in winners finals. So a little bit of a storyline developing here, if you're into that kind of thing. But we are going to see a very pristine Duck Hunt plays coming out.
Yeah, I don't expect Zane to slow down at all for another 5 games. Like, I think if they have to put it up, like, they'll absolutely make it happen. They're going for the twofer. Yeah, they just have a really tough wall to break through on their path to victory.
Yep, so, yeah, be careful with that can. Still looking for...
That may have been the ugliest interaction I've seen with that gunman.
Yeah, I agree. There's F-Tilt. Again, getting the mileage out of F-Tilt. He's going to do this Chrom, and not after a lot of damage done, though.
Duck Hunt sharking out the plats is actually something we haven't really seen too much of in this set so far. But I think that's more towards Rivers doing a really good job of making very brief usage of the whoa, the can.
He knew what he was going for, man. He was trying to get that early kill on the ledge, and it could have worked. I think he would have pulled back to take the SD if he caught him. He may have not even had to. That up that throwing sword slash has really weird properties. Looking for that up smash, you already know.
Yeah, He's got to be careful. He's going to be hunting forward. There's a can in the way. And Zane's going to make damn sure that that can is always in the way. Oh, really screwy off-stage play, but the wall bounce, not wall bounce, the wall jump off that little pillar that holds the stage up, coming in pivotal. For those unaware, Duck Hunt has a wall jump, and it's pretty alright.
I mean, I feel like, considering how porous that recovery is, it seems fair. And I feel like dogs could jump off walls, man. They're pretty athletic.
Yeah, they can jump pretty high.
Yeah.
Beats the hell out of me what kind of dog Duck Hunt is, but I want to assume he's a good boy.
Yeah, man. All right, River's still surviving here.
Oh, I'd say he's more than surviving, Chris. I'd say, like, even though stock down, like, entering a reset grand finals with a ton of know-how for fighting it here, he's thriving.
That
be doing better.
A lot of truth to what you're saying. But all right, let's see if. God, dude,
he went right through the can. He didn't care at all.
Zane very clutch with those recoveries, and that up tilt is going to be just enough to do it. River is currently sitting at 130, bleeding something fierce. Still very much in it, though. What? Who said that?
No, you're right. You're good.
Okay.
Chrom with max rage. What will he do? He will eat a can for his efforts.
Yeah, that's. I know that can doesn't always kill the earliest, but it still kills.
No, I'm actually really glad that Zane decided to just stick to center stage. Let the gunman and the can do their work, because I feel like if there was an opportunity for a reversal, Rivers absolutely could have turned that into a stock. Like, you cannot take it easy at all during this. I feel like neither of these players can take it easy at all. Like, Zane having to go in with all of their might for, like, heavy defensive play and being able to burst out once Rivers is right on top of them. And likewise, Rivers finding the ways to weave through the projectile pressure and turn it against Zane and figure out where to find those kills.
Yeah, man. So, just like that, you've seen some high-level game. So, just like what we were hoping for, Hangman, gameplay not dipping at all. Instead, it looks like we're getting just as good a set as we've seen all day. This has really been, like, today, in general, I don't know, a tough bracket and a lot of really good sets.
Hey, everyone decided to turn up this Thursday. I'm here for it.
Yeah, it's pretty great, dude. I love when they turn out like this. You get some DNAs, they get a little snoozy, and then you get ones like this where it's just like every set is going to last game and everything, and you're getting real sweaty.
I happen to be a huge fan of both of these players and their respective characters, so like this is a real treat for me. The fact that we've gotten this many games out of this is like the most bang for your buck you can get for tuning in to an MHG stream.
Yeah, man, it's cool. You're back just in time to commentate, right? Like this is what more could you have asked for?
I'm happy to be back. You really rolled out the red carpet for me tonight, man.
Yeah, man. Okay, what will happen now? I have a feeling there's going to be a little bit of deliberation here. Zane up one game. I don't know what the counter pick's going to be. They've been running it back to PS2 pretty much all night, despite the character selections.
I was going to say, yeah, it's been a whole lot of Pokemon Stadium, and I don't really see any need for the stage to change. And even then, I feel like there's a lot of layers to what the stage change could present moving forward, because presence of platforms just means that Chrom has more opportunity to shark them. And more space just means that Duck Hunt has to cover more of that space. Duck Hunt has the tools to cover that space, but I feel like the fact that Pokemon Stadium is, relatively speaking, it's flat, it's more laterally oriented by the fact that it's just long. It's only got the two platforms kind of close to the stage itself. Like, there's not too much going on as far as, like, the angles that you have to cover with Duck Hunt's stuff, because, like, he covers a ray of space. And, like, the wider you have to open that ray, all of a sudden the easier it is to find those openings. And I think that's what Zane's looking to avoid the most when it comes to stages. But likewise, Chrom wants to have a bit of space to maneuver, but can only cover that space himself so effectively before it becomes a matter of him just having to fight through an impenetrable wall of projectiles. It's a damned if you do, damned if you don't situation for both of these players, so I would not be surprised if Pokemon Stadium is just the setting for this entire Grand Finals tonight.
I think it's going to be. I think you're probably right on the money with it. I think that was really just more of maybe both players just need a little bit of a breather. They've literally just been running it back immediately after every single game, so even just a couple moments there to get the composure realize that, you know, this is it now. Both technically on the losers' ends of things, and, you know, another 2 games for Zane, and for Rivers just looking to continue to get his first. At least in this set, anyways. Coming in here in pretty spectacular fashion from the set before.
No, yeah. I mean, listen, from the meta sense, you've already brought up how there's a lot on the line for both of these players. And it's just a matter of how well they can keep it up, because they've both been going at it full force for quite some time. And they've still got another potential, you know, 4 games ahead of themselves.
Yeah, I mean,
so no time to slow down yet. And it does not look like Rivers is slowing down anytime soon.
Expect to see a dare. Or just continuing to mount damage. I was almost thinking he was going to try and footstool him or something, but in any case, that's a lot of damage. So it doesn't really matter. Now, plenty options for Rivers and Chrom to basically take Zane out here, and not going to be with that yet, but I mean, we're at prime F smash percents here, Hangman.
Yeah, no, this has just been a very precarious situation for Zane moving forward, and Zane not able to take advantage of the reckless up beef.
Hanging on a little too long there.
No, yeah, forward smash dipping down just enough to snipe off Rivers, but still, that's 100%. That's you put it best, it's a lot of damage, but also is the fact that Rivers has just commanded these ledges from left to right. There is no safe corner for Zane.
Yeah, Zane's really starting to feel the pressure of this Chrom now, and I do think that Rivers' Chrom is more than warmed up at this point. Okay, so more combo extensions. Rivers is so good with this character, and basically all these kind of custom-looking strings.
I think what's been really helping Rivers is the fact that Zane is continuously cornering themselves. Typically, not the worst of situations to be in, because like I was saying, Duck Hunt's tools cover an array of space very well. But an unfortunate playoff stage there is going to lead to Rivers taking a very convincing game, too.
Yeah, I don't know what happened there. We've been seeing Zane basically air dodge in those situations to the stage up. Like, basically starting recovery very low and having to kind of crap out before stage only to air dodge. But I don't know what happened. It looked like I didn't even see an air dodge there. But
they didn't have the positioning to get the lift they needed from air dodge, because Duck Hunt is able to get one action out of their up B, and usually what you see is the air dodge so they can extend their recovery.
Okay.
But that also is predicated on Duck Hunt being in a position where they could come up with no issue.
Sure.
And then, you know, up B as they need. Or, in the rare instance, come up with an aerial and sort of spook their opponent. But Rivers was just swinging them around from side to side. Like, Zane did not really have a lot of options available to themselves. And kind of what I was getting into in the end of that game, too, is the fact that they corner themselves, they put out the projectiles, and they respond accordingly based on whatever stage they play on, as we've seen tonight, PS2 almost exclusively.
Yeah.
I think Rivers has picked up on that and is taking full advantage, because we're seeing these strings that may not be true, but they're excellent reactions to Zane's positioning, pushing out to the ledge, and then covering the ledge in expert fashion.
All right, so we're back out of here. The dog's still on the fields, and I have a feeling that it might just stay here. You know, you never know if maybe you catch a Joker or something else in Zane's toolkit, but it looks like we're going to stick with the dog and the bird. And honestly, I don't... These games have all been mostly close, even the ones that kind of end quickly, or not quickly, but in a little bit dominating fashion, like the last one. They go back and forth just as much. So,
oh yeah, it's worth highlighting the fact that, like, these are not lopsided matches in any way. They've just been very bloody battles, and evidently when it comes down to the close quarters play and the ledge trapping, Chrom is the kind of character who's going to win out on that. He just has the better buttons at a close range and to react with. You know, Duck Hunt doesn't really have a tool that says, I press this button and you died because we're at high percentages. Meanwhile, Chrom is in no way, shape, or form lacking those kind of buttons.
Okay, a lot more patience here, actually, on both ends of the spectrum here. Both Rivers and Zane being plenty patient here. Wow, that was a nice little extra percent there. I don't know if he was expecting to hit in the can, but got Zane with it anyways.
Where are we going? We're going right into the can, but excellent DI is going to keep Rivers around, and amazing I love that Sword Slash just does not care.
Yeah, dude, and you saw that Rivers triggered that, basically anticipating that he was going to armor through that can. That was 100% on purpose. Literally the moment the can hit him, because a lot of times you'll see Rivers drift really low on that in an attempt to not get like hit at the ledge. But finally, that can is going to do him in at 194, and Zane bleeding quite a bit themselves.
Yes, they don't have too many of those close range options left in the stock, I say, as they get swiped away. But one thing I do like that we saw at Zane, though, is we haven't seen too much of can breaking combos. Saving it for those close-in situations at high percentages is about as good as it's going to get for Zane pressing a kill button in close proximity. Although it's always going to come at the cost of some sort of a trade. Great pressure off these plats, finally working out for Zane. And quite a bit of damage leading into the second set of stocks. And the tick of the can leading into the gunman's shot.
Okay, so yeah, I was kind of up air gonna do it.
That was just a beautiful stock from Zane, and a whole lot of just duck hunt things working out in their favor super well.
The wrong F smash read, the wrong way anyways, coming out from Rivers, and okay, getting out of that clay pigeon disaster that he's been seeing himself fall into a little bit this set, or these past two sets, I should say. Yes.
Rivers getting a bit antsy for the playoff stage.
Yeah, and Zane's really feeling it. They're now recovering high, and not really taking any chances with Rivers standing at the ledge. Yeah, that does not quite hit the same as Roy does because there's no sour spots for Chrom, but regardless, it will lead to a stock, and that is going to be Rivers really hanging on to this game here. Good air dodge.
Great air dodge.
Yep. That's going to definitely be it. So, all right, back and forth here.
A bit of an uncharacteristic turn for the worse there in that game 3, with Rivers looking very aggressive and unwarranted at that. Zane took advantage of the very brief opportunity given to them and started really just firing away. I was not expecting Rivers to lose his cool like that. Approaching in with forward air, not the best of options as seen earlier on, but even at those climbing percentages, like, there's no reason to give Duck Hunt that kind of quarter.
Yeah, we'll see. This has been a long set now, so this is when your mind really starts to dig deep.
Yeah, hey, listen, I don't blame. We were alluding to this earlier about how grueling the potential games moving into this grand finals would be, and evidently we're moving ourselves into game 9 now, is it, of grand finals?
Game 9 grand finals. That first set ended up being very close with a few games with Falco, and then Chrom coming in to save the day, and then here we are, possibly in a game 10 situation here if Rivers is able to continue this alternating game thing, winning game thing that he's doing with Zane.
Like, say what you will for how tiring this must be for watching or casting. Imagine playing. These two must be tired. It was going to be the big sleep after they finish this off, but whoever gets the sleep of the victor of this tournament still yet to be decided, because I feel like regardless of the fact of the 8 games and counting we've had ahead of us, Chris, it's really hard to tell like who's going to come out on top. Normally in this kind of a situation, you can kind of easy where someone's starting to like really lose a grasp, but it seems like Ultimate's losing a grasp of itself first. A connection error.
It's probably on my end too. I'm so sad.
Okay. We don't have any sound effects. We don't have any visual cues. Chris, what's your call? I was just highlighting about how this is probably one of the most difficult sets to really say definitively who's doing what. And now we're stuck in a situation where we gotta figure it out ourselves.
Yeah, they're just in this now eternal neutral where they just clash their tokens together until it says who wins.
All right, well, we gotta work with what we got, and this is what Ultimate Online loves to give us.
You know what? What I can do here? I'm gonna go to Rivers' stream because he is streaming. I'll literally just put that.
That's one way to cheat the system. I love it. All right.
I have to do something here.
Yes, sir. All right. Well, bring it on up.
All right. So at the very least, we can get that, and we'll work with this. Okay. No ads. Nice.
Sick. Okay. So it's going to be a bit bogged. Can we get that stock count?
Oh god, yeah. Let me get rid of the thing. I forgot. I didn't realize that was there.
Oh, never mind. It's 2-1 in the favor of Zane. Okay.
Oh man. All right. Well,
I love how the Farm Heroes remix music like picks up in peace as the tension for production to save itself.
Dude, it's too perfect. Well, thank God Rivers is streaming though, so it's not totally done. Oh my god.
And if it's worth mentioning, Zane is also streaming. So
I forgot. Zane also they also stream. Oh my god.
So yeah, this was a salvageable set, no matter what. But hey, I'm hoping it's salvageable for Rivers too, because this pressure looking daunting. 125 on the last stock for Chrom. But hey, there we go. All right, Chrom with rage. What will he do? It's got to be an all or nothing gambit at this point if Rivers wants to bring us into the game 10.
Yeah.
You know me, Chris. I'm always a fan of the game 10. It doesn't matter who's playing.
I would love to see a game 10 in this case. I really, really would.
And would be able to bring it back to your arena too.
That would be even better. This is looking kind of not good with Rivers at 176 though. Narrowly avoiding several setups from Zane.
But not that can. Yeah. That's going to do it. Killing it. 199. Zane finishes out tonight 3-1 in the Reset Grand Finals. An excellent performance from them. I wish we would have been able to see it properly, but that is how it goes.
Yep, so that is going to be a 3-1 win in a Grand Final Reset going to Zane. Congratulations to them winning 2 DNAs in a row. Rivers dropped in the second. And honestly, after a really good effort, this is I mean, Rivers had a pretty bad experience with Zane last week, so I would say at least get.
This is progress. This is definitive progress. They have a set on them. They almost brought us to the game 10, which, of course, logically leads us to thinking they could have very well had the 2 sets and taken the tournament out from under Zane. But who knows? Maybe next bracket we'll have either maybe the Triple Crown from Zane, or we'll see the Rivers with Chrom finally taking out the victory they want. But regardless, Zane takes first place, and that is it for you and me tonight.
Yeah, man. Well, shout outs to chat. I mean, I love when you guys always actually kind of interact with us, man. It's nice. Everyone enjoyed the stream today. That's good. It was a really good one today, man. It was a lot of fun. Always cool to see. We got to see a lot of people we haven't seen in a while, including Jackal, despite getting taken out by lag checks. A good day overall. So if you enjoyed this tournament, though, I got it on good authority that you might enjoy some other tournaments, perhaps even Galaxy Gambit, which is every single Friday. I believe tomorrow being no exception. You'll go ahead and catch that on DeBuzz's stream. Go ahead and catch that on Collision stream. I believe there's 2 all the time. If you are interested, go and head over to smash.gg/Galaxy Gambit. And if you are looking for more Smash, don't worry. There's literally something every single day of the week, including Fusion, another Collision joint. That is every single Monday, very similar to these DNA brackets they run. And if you're looking for something on Tuesdays, I'm pretty sure these guys, I know they're back to being offline now. I don't know if these online things are still a thing or not. Perhaps chat knows. If you do, go ahead and inform the rest. But here's a slide. Xeno Wi-Fi every single Wednesday. This is the staple that you guys are very, very well aware of. Okay, so Bay is not online anymore. Good to know.
All right. I mean, listen, a lot of people are antsy for getting themselves back to the offline world, but it's nice seeing that there is still that effort of offline and online. At least here in Tri-State, we get to enjoy a nice hybrid as things move closer and closer to a new sense of normalcy and safety. Yeah.
Things are going to be changing probably a lot in the next, dare I say, weeks, if not a couple months. Things are going to be starting to vamp up offline, and I'm going to be figuring out what I'm doing and all of that. I'll be honest with you. I don't really want to move away from online brackets. Or not that I want to move away from online brackets. I don't want to move away from the workflow of online brackets. I kind of love it. But
I have a lot of faith that there's plenty going on behind the scenes to make sure that we'll get a best of both worlds.
Yeah,
as individuals who enjoy Smash, I think it's just going to be one of those instances where we have 2 plates of stuff to enjoy.
I think so too. And I do see a world where both of these work together to some capacity, and that is a world I'm actually actively working on. But more details on that possibly after tomorrow. I might have some actual news for people and myself, which will be hype. But that's for another time. Hangman, I hope we see you again here, man. It's actually really cool having you back.
I look forward to be back. At the very least, I'm hoping to be back here with you every Thursday. I'm looking to even start streaming on my own stream.
Good.
Still HangmanXII. More announcements to come from that off my Twitter. Just HangmanXII. But regardless, expect to hear more of me on the mic.
Well, I, for one, am happy to hear that. So with that, everybody, do appreciate you guys hanging out, watching, and enjoying the show. It was a good one tonight. And I guess we'll be seeing you next week, yeah?
See you then.
All right, guys. Have a good night.